Brutal moments are a dime a dozen in Marvel Comics, with characters being put through the ringer basically every issue. Hey, what's up guys, my name is AJ Spatola with Top 10 Nerd, and these are the top 10 most brutal X-Men moments we just can't believe happened. At number 10 is X-Men versus the Sentinels. Now typically the X-Men can make quick work of the Sentinels, but not in this case, because this particular Sentinel seems to be about as OP as the Marvel vs. Capcom character. The X-Men had one heck of a showdown against these Sentinels in Uncanny X-Men number 142. The dystopian future where these massive, terrifying Sentinels wreak havoc. It's like the end of the line for the X-Men, as these villains are that intense. What really hits hard is when one of these guys takes out Wolverine with this insane energy blast. I mean, Brutal doesn't even cover it, as Wolverine's flesh is just seared clean off his skin. It's like a major gut punch for the whole team and fans too. And get this whole stark future hinges on the demise of a single US senator. But hold up, here's the kicker. Kitty Pryde then swoops in and does that time traveling stuff, stopping that senator's assassination, and that move might have just saved the day and changed everything. At number 9 is Cyclops versus Wolverine. Cyclops and Wolverine are two big names in the X-Men world, and they clashed in a very brutal showdown. It wasn't just a regular argument either, it was a full-on fight. See, they've always had this tension, especially when it comes to Jean Grey, with that little love triangle there, but things got out of hand in Schism. See, Cyclops with his eye-blasting powers went all out against Wolverine. He didn't hold back firing those optic blasts at him, who in return fought back with everything he had. Now Cyclops is way more powerful, but Wolverine's ability to heal kept him going. This fight wasn't just about powers, but it was personal. Both dudes were full of rage and super intense. Imagine these two heavy hitters just going at it, not stopping until they were both worn out. One of the moments that make you go, whoa, that really just happened? If you're enjoying the video so far, you could support the channel by pressing like, subscribing to Top 10 Nerd, and ringing that notification bell. At number 8 is Professor X vs. Magneto. Professor X and Magneto had their fair share of epic clashes, but one particular showdown left jaws on the floor. In X-Men number 25, things got seriously intense, as Magneto had gone on a full rampage, ripping every bit of adamantium off of Wolverine's skeleton. Yeah, all that indestructible stuff, all gone. It almost ended Wolverine and shook the X-Men to their core. But then it gets even more intense, because Magneto just didn't stop there, causing devastation and taking the lives of hundreds of innocent people. And that's when Professor X snapped. In a shocking move, Professor X did the unthinkable, erasing Magneto's mind. Imagine wiping someone's memories clean. That's basically what happened. This clash between the two mutants took a brutal turn, pushing even the most devoted X-Men fans to question the limits of right and wrong in their epic battles. At number 3 is Wolverine versus Sabretooth. In the world of X-Men, Wolverine and Sabretooth are known for their intense clashes, but their brawl in Wolverine number 10 probably takes the cake. Their rage-fueled showdown kicks off when Wolverine discovers that Sabretooth unalived his beloved Silver Fox. What follows is an all-out war, a brutal melee where both mutants unleash their full ferocity. Wolverine, driven by grief and fury, goes berserk. It's a visceral display of raw power as he tears into Sabretooth with an almost primal intensity. But it doesn't end there. Sabretooth, equally savage, retaliates with a barrage of his own vicious attacks. Now the mind-blowing part is, despite the brutality, both of their mutant healing abilities kept them going. Limbs torn, bodies shredded, but neither of them gave an inch. It was a relentless clash that pushes the boundaries of their endurance, leaving us stunned at the sheer intensity of the battle. And number 6 is Galactus versus Rachel Summers. There's this epic showdown that just kept minds blown in X-Men. Picture this, Rachel Summers goes head to head against Galactus, the ginormic cosmic entity with a serious hunger for planets. Now this clash happens in Excalibur 61, and let me tell you, it's next level. Rachel stumbles upon Galactus as he's gearing up to snack on a planet, and what unfolds is a colossal battle, pun intended, that's both visually stunning and totally out of this world. The artist pulls out all the stops, making each punch, every display of power feel like a seismic event. It's like watching fireworks as Rachel, fueled by the Phoenix Force, takes on this colossal force of nature. The sheer scale of their fight, the raw power on display, is enough to leave you wide-eyed and jaw-dropped. The showdown isn't just brutal, it's a cosmic clash of epic proportions. At number 5 is the Dark Phoenix versus the X-Men. In Uncanny X-Men number 135, things got intense when Jean Grey turned into the Dark Phoenix. She went all out against her own pals, the X-Men. Jean Grey morphs a tree into solid gold, squashing Colossus underneath it, and then turning him back into a regular human. Storm, who usually gives a tough fight, faces brutal psychic attacks from Jean. And the rest of the gang, she tosses them aside as if they're feathers. It's pretty wild because the X-Men, who are usually the team fighting for good, end up facing one of their own at her most powerful and uncontrollable state. This moment shows how even heroes like X-Men deal with some seriously tough challenges, especially when the threat comes from within your own ranks. At number 4, Jean Grey versus Emma Frost. You see, this all started when Jean Grey found out that Emma's been sort of messing around with Scott Summers, who's Jean's partner. Talk about drama. And this isn't your regular superhero fight, it goes way deeper. Jean's anger pushes her to use her psychic powers to delve into Emma's mind, making her relive all of her worst memories, like a mental battlefield way more brutal than just throwing punches. Now this whole clash ripped apart the relationship between Cyclops, Scott, and Jean Grey. Pretty heavy fallout. And it's not just about punches and kicks, it was emotions and consequences that go way beyond the fight itself. And at number 3 is Colossus versus the Mauraders. Amidst the chaotic clashes of the X-Men, one gripping moment that stands out is the clash between Colossus and the Mauraders. This event shook the pages of Marvel Comics during the fall of the Mutant Saga. The Mauraders, fueled by their sheer malice, brought devastation upon innocent Morlocks hiding beneath New York City. The intensity reached its peak in Uncanny X-Men number 211 when Colossus faced off against Riptide, a member of the Mauraders. The Mauraders' callousness, coupled with their harm to Nightcrawler and Kitty Pryde, pushed Colossus beyond his breaking point. Now, Colossus is usually known for his gentle nature despite his immense strength, but this time he was driven to an unprecedented act, ending Riptide's life. This shocking moment showcased the depths of despair and anger that the X-Men faced in their fight for justice and peace. At number 2 is Wolverine versus the Hellfire Club. In Uncanny X-Men number 133, Wolverine faces off against the Hellfire Club goons in a defining moment for the character. This showdown helped establish Wolverine as a force to be reckoned with. Now, even though this one wasn't as graphic as later battles, it showcased his ruthless nature. Throughout the clash, Wolverine takes down the goons one by one, displaying his sheer ferocity and skill. Each takedown ramps up the tension as the Hellfire Club members witness their comrades failing to Wolverine's relentless attacks. This scene wasn't just about the physical fight, it highlighted Wolverine's reputation as someone not to be trifled with. The intensity of this battle solidified Wolverine's place as one of the most formidable and iconic members of the X-Men. It set the stage for his future confrontations, marking a pivotal moment in the character's history. And coming in at number 1 is Psylocke versus Wolverine. In the world of Marvel Comics, Psylocke and Wolverine had some intense showdowns. Now, one particular brawl in Uncanny X-Men number 258 was a standout. Psylocke, known for her martial arts prowess, showcased her skills against the formidable Wolverine. Now, despite Wolverine's super strength, speed, and adamantium claws, and extensive combat expertise, Psylocke swiftly outmaneuvered him. She executed precise moves that had to leave Wolverine reeling, and then, adding a final blow, she unleashed her Psychic Blade, a powerful weapon unique to the X-Men. Now, this clash wasn't about the physical strength, but also about strategy and Psylocke's exceptional skills. It's a reminder that in the world of mutants, raw power isn't always the deciding factor in a fight. Psylocke's combination of martial arts and psychic prowess made this one of the most memorable, most intense battles in all of X-Men history. And ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for today's video. But as always, if there is a brutal X-Men moment that you think I've missed here today, feel free to let me know down in the comments, and maybe, just maybe, I'll include your suggestions in the next iteration of this list. This has been AJ Spatola with Top 10 Nerd, and I'll catch you all in another video. Later, nerds.